Hello and welcome to yet another YouTube video here on this channel. Today we are talking about an application, or I'm showing you an application I haven't talked about for at least a year. And as usual, I can't go over all of the features because these applications just have so many, but I will try to cover all of the basic and important stuff you need. Today we are jumping into Heptabase, which is a visual note-taking app. And it is probably one of the best visual note-taking apps. So you have your maps, you have your card library. I'm on a new account here, currently on a free trial. The pricing on this is either $8.99 if you pay yearly, or $11.99 if you pay monthly. But more on the pricing later. Let's just take a look at some of the features here. So you have tags. Let's just create a tag, and let's do, just for the sake of this video, let's do social media ideas like this, and let's create it into a table. What I really like about the tags here is that they actually work a lot like super tags in Tana, where you can turn a card into a database with two different views, either a Kanban or a table view, just by giving it a tag. I can show you an example of this. This is a blog post which I just pasted into here. If I give this the social media tag, I close this, I go back into tags, you can see that now I could actually do some light project management, or in my case, light social media management, just from here by using some of the properties. As you can see here, there is even a relation property, so you can actually relate one database to another, which is one of my favorite features in databases. So this is a cool feature, but this is not the main selling point of the application. The main selling point of the application is actually having these maps which you can create. I am currently on the web version, but you can basically create a new whiteboard from the left or sorry, the right bar here. So up here you can create a new one. You can drag this as you want, so now I'm just holding and dragging it around, and you can have as many as you want in here. The way I did it when I was using this application was that I actually turned it into para. So I had resources, I had one for projects. I really like the projects one. So here I would have all of my projects, and I could have like another whiteboard inside of this whiteboard. But that was basically like how I did it. And what's really cool about these whiteboards, and this has actually gotten much better from the last time I tried it out, is that I can actually drag my cards into here, like this. And I can also like drag this card into another card. So now my card lives inside of another card. That is also a feature I really like. You can open this up in full screen, and you can see that this card actually lives underneath the other card. If I now go back into my projects right here, you can see that these are both here. I can open up another one and I can drag it into here. A lot of these are actually from the tutorial when you start out the application. The onboarding gives you a lot of cards. So you can also see that this appears into whiteboards. I can click it and I can see the whiteboards, and I can actually jump to the other whiteboard. I have put this into my trash. I can from here choose to restore it or delete it permanently back to my projects. You can also filter cards, so you can filter them based off what they are. So if there are audio, image, video, highlight, PDF, note, I can choose based on who created this. I can choose based on links. I can choose based on tags. I can choose based on the whiteboards they already appear in. So, for example, you could have either a tag or a whiteboard. I liked a whiteboard for my resources, and then I could put like every resource I could put into here, whether that's a book note or a highlight or an idea or a thought I have. I could just put it into here. And what I would basically do is that whenever I started a project, I could actually filter based on the board it appeared on. So if I filter based on resources, nothing will happen. But if I go back into my resources and I filter based on projects, you can see that all three that existed in this whiteboard also comes up right here. So that is a really cool way of making these cards right here actually be easier to use, because a lot of the time you end up just taking a lot of notes and they disappear into this black hole called your note-taking app. That is what we are trying to avoid. You also have one called unorganized. So if you have organized unorganized notes, for example, if they don't have any whiteboards or tags, they will end up in unorganized. You can also create your own based on different filters. That is also something that wasn't here when I tested out the application the first time, but it is really good to create. For example, like they've done here, unorganized, or like if you have different aspects of your life, like if you're like me and you have a day job and you also have a side business, you could actually filter based on those things if you needed. There is also a journal feature, and I can show you that as well. This works great both as like an inbox, but also as a literal like journal feature. You can do light task management in here. So let's do a test task. And you saw that when I created this task, it also changed my sidebar, because now I have tasks and you can see your tasks from right here. You can change dates on my tasks. So if I had a task, let's create one in here. Let's actually add a task to one of my already existing notes. So let's open this up in full screen. Let's scroll all the way down and let's do a task in here. It's actually called a to-do. So let's do task 2 and 3 and 4 and jump back into my tasks. You can see that it shows me where they appear, the actual like note where they appear. And I can also change this to the right date. So let's add one for today. And let's also add one for tomorrow. And let's go back into my journal. I can press show here to see some of the info around the application. You can see the to-dos that actually appear on this day. So I have the to-do that actually is on this, let's call it document or card, that will show up here. But the to-dos which I shown you when I edited the right sidebar card, they actually appear by clicking here. So you can actually see it and you can see the document they're in. I can show you it is easier here because I don't have anything written down on this date. You can see that it appears here in the right corner. So this gives you the benefit of having both like a document but also task management, which is again a feature I really like. There is also something called podcasts, and I can search for a podcast. I'm currently listening to The Verge. It takes a second because my internet is a little slow, so I will be back once this has finally been able to load. Here, you can see that an error has actually appeared. Contact customer support. It doesn't find the exact thing I am looking for, but you can see that it searches things. Let's just, for the sake of this video, let's just add this to my card library. Now it is added to my card library. Let's jump back into projects and let's remove the filter here because it is currently on whiteboards. I can actually add this into my my whiteboard, and I can actually listen to this from my whiteboard. I can resize it. I can drag this around, I can press play, and I can actually listen to it from right here. Let's go ahead and remove it. That is also a fun feature I haven't seen in any other applications. So that is basically most of the main features. You have video, image cards, audio cards, and PDFs as well. This application actually has a really good PDF reader built in that allows you to do a lot of stuff. It is actually the best PDF reader I've seen inside of a note-taking applications, and I have tested quite a few. PDFs isn't something I use a lot. But if you do, this is actually a great feature. I will try to import one. But if you use a lot of like this doesn't have a lot of text. I think it's design based, but it has a really good PDF reader. I can actually highlight things like this. I can go ahead and I can do this. So there are quite a few things you can do inside of the PDF reader. Let's go ahead and let's just delete this. So it is the best PDF reader I have seen inside of a note-taking application. Uh, you can also do video, images, and audio. As I mentioned, there is a Readwise integration as well. You can see that when I have highlighted my thing or things from my PDF, it actually appears in my highlights right here. This is also where your highlights from your Readwise account will appear. I can add a note to this highlight as well. So I really like this feature as well. There are actually just many things to like about Heptabase. I think it is a great application. I am currently on the web version, and that is mainly what I use. It hasn't been slow for me. It has worked exactly how it is supposed to. I haven't had that many nodes. At the most, I think I had around 700 to 800 nodes inside of the application. But it worked perfectly for me. When it comes to the pricing of this, so let me just quickly show you that as well. You can do Heptabase pricing. You have a free trial, which I'm currently on this account. But the pricing is, as I said, $8.99 if you do yearly or $11.99 if you do monthly. And you get all of the features by on both of those plans. There isn't like one plan that gives you less features and one plan that gives you more. It is just simple pricing, no free plan, $8.99 or $11.99, which I don't think is a terrible pricing. I I've tested, as I said, a lot of applications, and a lot of good ones are around the same price range, so not terrible. But if you're looking for a visual note-taking app mainly to do research, or if you're a student, or if you work with a lot of PDFs and you like whiteboarding, this is definitely an application to check out. But as always, I recommend trying out the free trial, playing around with the application, and really seeing if it works out for you. Because even though it is a really good application, like, it won't work out for everyone. We all have different needs. So try it out and see whether or not it can be something for you. But I really like it, and I like the fact that it feels really plug and play. There isn't much to learn. You can quite easily get started with this application. That covers it for today's video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching today's video.